One quick way to estimate a proportion is with the Rossman Chance applets. This includes simulations of samples to estimate a single proportion. And you can see there's the website on the screen. The link will also be given to you in the homework and on this lesson. But this is the Rossman Chance for the one proportion. We'll see some other simulations later on. Assume the probability of winning a particular casino game is 45%. We want to carry out a simulation to estimate the probability that we will win at least 5 times in 10 plays. Now let's go to estimate that using the Rossman Chance applet with at least 1,000 simulations to estimate the probability. So we go to the Rossman Chance applet. The probability of heads, basically the probability of winning, we'll make it 45%. Let's do at least 10 tosses, 10 trials. And altogether, the number of samples would be the number of simulations. So let's make that 1,000. Okay. And then we'll draw samples. Okay. Now, there's these spinners. Each of them represents a different attempt, where essentially, in this case, 45%, that's the blue. If the spinner's in there, that's a success. If it's not in that blue region, then it's not considered a success. But let's go ahead and hide this. Anyway, you have this unimodal symmetric type of graph here. This represents 1,000 simulations. And we want to see what proportion of the time did I have at least 5 successes. So for as extreme as greater than or equal to 5, I'll write count. And you see I end up with 478 out of 1,000, 48%. I can do another 1,000, another 1,000. So there are 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 10,000 simulations. You can see that this is much faster than trying to do it by hand. Altogether, I'm around 49%. Alright, here's one I did previously. So, again, you set the probability of success to 45%. Sample size, we want to do 10 attempts. The number of samples is the number of simulations, set it to 1,000. We want it to be at least 5. So I said as extreme as greater than or equal to 5. And the results I have here is, well, in this case, I end up with 51%. So based on this simulation, I would have had 50.5%. Notice that's a little bit different than the one I just did a moment ago. And that's because different samples, we're going to get slightly different answers. Both of them are around 50%, but there's some variation that's possible. So based on these simulations here, the probability of winning at least 5 times in 10 plays is 50.5%. Try something else. Suppose you play a game that you can only either win or lose. The probability you will win any game is 55%, and the probability you will lose will be the other 45%. If you play the game 20 times, what is the probability that you'll win at least 15 of the 20 games? So, if you go to the Rossman Chance app, set the probability of success to 55%, the sample size to 20, and let's do at least 1,000 samples. You can see here are the results. You set it as extreme, greater than or equal to 15, and that come out to be 6%. So based on these simulations, the probability of winning at least 15 out of 20 games is about 6%. All right, try one more. Approximately 70% of statistics students do their homework on time for it to be collected and graded. In a statistics class of 30 students, how many students would be expected to do their homework on time? Well, if you think about it, if you want to figure out 70% of 30, you just multiply those together. So we should expect 0.7 of times 30, or 21 students to do their homework on time. What is the probability that at least 20 students will do their homework on time? That's the type of question that we can ask Rossman Chance. So we set the probability of success to 70%, the sample size to 30, because we have a class of 30 students. And then let's do again at least 1,000 simulations. You want to do more? Go for it. The question was, what's the probability that we have at least 20 students out of the 30 do their homework on time? So I'm going to set this to be as extreme as greater than or equal to 20. That'll be the red part in the graph. From this screen, you see the results, 73%.